So number 12 we're supposed to factor, and it's very tempting to just jump out and start with the x. The problem is you can't do the x when this has a number in front of it. So this one's different because it has a 6. You cannot use the x. Well, there is a way, but I'll show you that next week. But always you should be looking for a GCF. And so when I look at these numbers and I start playing with them, I notice that 6 goes into 6, 6 goes into 12, and 6 goes into 48. So when I'm breaking these numbers up, 6x squared is 6x, x. 12 is 6 times 2, x. And 48 is 6 times 8. Now, if it had an x, I could also say that it has an x in common. But what it has is it has only a 6 in common. It has a 6 here, a 6 here, and a 6 here. We call that a common factor. The greatest common factor would be if it has anything else in common, and it doesn't. It doesn't all have an x. It doesn't all have a 2. So we say the GCF is 6. And you should always take out the GCF. So I'm going to factor out a 6. And I'm going to put down what's left. What's left here is an x, which is x squared. Bring down my plus. What's left here was a 2 and an x. That makes 2x. Bring down my negative. And what's left here is an 8. Now when I look at these numbers, 1, 2, and negative 8, I see that there is nothing in common between 1, 2, and negative 8 besides 1. So from there, I can make my factor x. And I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 8 but add to positive 2. And so when I'm playing around with negative 8, I say, okay, what about 1 times negative 8? You add those, you get negative 7. So I'm trying to get a positive number, so that tells me I need to switch the negative sign to the other number. So negative 1 times 8. You add those, you get positive 7. What about negative 2 and 4? You add those, you get positive 2. So there's my combination, these two numbers. You multiply them, you get negative 8. You add them, you get 2. So now I get minus 2 and plus 4. Factoring this, x squared makes x and x. And then I put my minus 2 and my plus 4. Check my answer. So I'm going to type 6x squared plus 12x minus 48. Six x squared plus 12x minus 48, so that's minus. And I see that it crosses at negative 2 and 4. Those are my x-intercepts. And then I think it's x minus 2x plus 4. Interesting. They're almost the same, but not quite. So now we're going to go back and look and see what's going on here. Now looking at this, the problem was plus 12x. I put in minus 12x, so I changed that to a plus. And then I see, well, they have the same x-intercept, but the blue one seems to be stretched out a little bit more. So that means I must have forgot a coefficient, the number out front. And when I go and look, I see, oh yeah, I forgot about that 6. So now when I put that 6, that stretches it. And now watch, when I put the 6 out front, now they are the same. So that 6, even though it doesn't change the solutions, it's still important for the integrity of the graph. So I know that 6x squared plus 12x minus 48 factors into 6, x minus 2, x